Hello, Jen here with a layout for the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team. This was a layout that I created for, I almost said September 9th. Oh my goodness. I meant March 9th. So I'm using the March 9th sketch, which was created by Jessica Fenn-Hill. So I just showed you that kind of passing across the screen, and I'm also using one of my page kits from the Build-A-Page kits, and I did post my kit building video on the 5th, so somewhere up at the top of that screen I will leave the little iCard and a link for that video so you can see how I put this kit together and the thought process that went into it. But I kind of thought with that background paper from 49 and Market, it has a very similar vibe to Jessica's sketch. And so I knew that this was the page kit I was going to use. So I went ahead and pulled it out. I had put a photo in there. It was just a picture of me holding up one of the Creative Scrapbooker magazines that I had a layout in, a couple of layouts in. And I thought that's what I was going to go ahead and scrap with these papers and, but I always say that when I put the kits together that I kind of put them together with maybe a little bit of an idea of the direction they're going to go in, but I don't necessarily box myself into that specific thing, because when I pull these kits out, it's usually a few days that have gone by, sometimes more than a few days, and you just never know what is going to kind of spark that little bit of creativity and pique your interest. So I wasn't really feeling the photo that I put in there, and so I picked out a different picture. This is a picture of Kaylin when she was itty bitty. I have said this before multiple times with some of the professional photos that we have, but we had a really good friend that was an absolutely fantastic, fabulous, very, very talented photographer and just had a beautiful eye for set design and capturing really sweet moments. She's moved away, unfortunately, but I still have these gorgeous pictures that she took. Sadly, she was only here for the 1 year with my older boys and no pictures with Landon, but I treasure these pictures that I have of Kaylin. And so this was an Easter shoot, and so you can't really see it. I did hold the picture up a little bit, but Kaylin's actually holding an old vintage camera, and she's taking pictures of this cute little bunny, like a real bunny that was part of the photo shoot, and it's set up really cute and sweet. So I love this picture. She's also wearing coral, so not quite the peaches, but definitely in the same family. And then navy blue, which isn't really in any of these papers or anything that I'm using, but there is kind of the greens and mints and teals, and so again, kind of in the same family. That's what I was going with. Anyways, the feel is right to me, so I decided to go with this picture. And because I'm only doing one picture instead of 3 pictures, I kind of liked the landscape style a little bit better. It just seemed to fit the page better than doing a portrait photo. The other thing is, and I'm going to keep catching myself, but all of my 2022 pictures are a different size other than 12 by 12, and all of my 2023 pictures are a different size than 12 by 12. And so I keep pulling them out to do 12 by 12 layouts, and then I have to remind myself, nope, these are smaller layouts. And so that was another thing where I was going to have to kind of think about how I was going to cut up this paper, this gorgeous paper, and make it a smaller size. So I just decided, let's not worry about that right now. And I picked another picture. So while I was doing all that talking, you saw me cut out some papers. Those are all the On Trend collection from My Mind's Eye from like 10 years ago. I just cut out a whole bunch of mats to put behind my photo. I put some foam tape in there just to add a little bit of dimension. Because I'm only doing the one picture, I really want to kind of emphasize it. So I have lots of layers there that gets in all those pretty peaches and the different like blues and teals and mints and stuff. Then I also took some of that scorched timber, Tim Holtz Distress Oxide. That's the new color. And it's not a perfect match for the brown, that darker brown that you see in the paper, but it is very, very close. And on camera right now, you can see it is very, very close. If I really kind of smudged it onto that paper rather than getting it wet and kind of smushing it down, I probably could have got it to look almost identical. So that was just a kind of a happy accident that I happened to have that. I got that from Scrap Shots in my last Happy Mail. And so I pulled it out because I wanted to kind of get those 3 areas of mixed media that Jessica has in her sketch. So mine obviously don't have the kind of like coffee stain rings that you see there. At least when I see circles like that, I always think that those are coffee stain rings. But I got, at least some of that smushing down and a little bit of distressing to kind of give me a 3rd spot. And then I decided to do a little bit of stenciling and I didn't use texture paste. I just grabbed the gesso. I kind of wanted it to look a bit faded. I also did some stamping. I thought that would be really fun and kind of add a little bit of something to those 3 kind of darker brown spots that I was using as my visual triangle embellishment cluster areas. And so I had just a little camera that I decided to go ahead and stamp, and I did it a whole bunch of times so that way when I put the gesso on top, I didn't really know how I was going to build those clusters and where it might show and that kind of thing. So I just stamped a whole bunch, and then you can see a camera and little bits of cameras kind of poking out between all of those embellishments. Oh, hello there, Arlo. It's been a while since he's jumped up on my desk to scrap with us. So that's kind of what I did instead of, like the coffee rings or that kind of thing. And I really like it. I love that color. I am genuinely in love with that scorched timber color. So I plan to use it quite a bit. And then, of course, to finish it all off, I added a bunch of the embellishments that were in my kit and some sequins. So I've got the My Sunshine and the Dream Big Dreams sequins. So I've kind of got those peaches and then the teals. And look how pretty that is. And that's it for me for this layout. Thank you so, so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you again soon. So until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.